Noa es una de las cantantes más conocidas a nivel mundial por ese talento, por esa voz, por esa forma de comunicar y de emocionarnos a través de su talento musical, pero además de eso es una artista que lleva una trayectoria, que ha trabajado con grandes intérpretes de este mundo, por no decirlo. Yo creo que es de las pocas artistas que incluso ha cantado delante del Papa, una artista israelí con origen yemení, con un don perfecto para alzar la voz por la paz en el mundo, por reivindicar cosas que tienen mucho de sentido común, pero que muchas veces se nos olvida que es el más común de los sentidos. Así que, ¿qué os voy a decir? Además de buena amiga, yo puedo decir que es una de las artistas que más han marcado mi vida por temas personales y que además, pues que me gusta mucho volver a ella. Noa está de gira y está celebrando que la música puede ser un instrumento para unirnos, para emocionarnos, y durante la pandemia ha hecho muchísimos conciertos en directo desde su local, desde su espacio, con Gildor, que es con quien trabaja hace mucho tiempo, y ahora está de gira por toda Europa, como decimos. Estará el próximo día 22 aquí en Madrid, en el Palacio Real, una buena excusa para acudir a verla. Yo sé que muchos de vosotros ya tenéis ese ticket para ir a escucharla junto a Mezquida, uno de los pianistas que más os puede emocionar, y a Kildor, como no, y más cosas que nos va a contar ella. Así que voy a ver lo que comentáis por aquí y voy a contactar con ella.
Hey, hola Noah. Shalom, shalom, buenas tardes.
Shalom, Vane. Shalom, todos. Nice to see everybody.
Sí, ¿cómo estás?
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien,
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 bien.
estoy bien. Es un momento difícil porque para mí es muy difícil escuchar las news, ¿cómo se dice
Sí,
news?
las noticias, ¿verdad?
Las
Sí,
noticias de Alemania y Switzerland, Belgium, Holland. Es catástrofe con
sí,
global warming, flooding. So many people in danger. I am taking it really hard.
sí,
So for me, it's a bit of a hard day today,
sí.
but yeah, I'm okay on a personal level.
Sí, personalmente contenta además en un momento muy, muy bonito. Se me pone la goosebumps, pelos de gallina, ¿cómo se dice? Sí, sí, así como el pelo de el pelos de punta, ¿no? Pensando en que pronto te vamos a tener aquí en España. Y ahora, ¿dónde estás? Where are you now? ¿Dónde estás?
Estoy aquí en mi casa.
Ah,
En
estás
mis-
en Israel.
this is my studio, my
Wow.
recording studio. It's where I've done all my whoever saw my live broadcasts during the corona. This is the blue room where I do all my work. Yeah, I'm at home and it's a place I love a lot, this studio.
Sí. Es verdad que durante la pandemia, desde ese Blue Room, desde esta sala azul, tú has llegado a nosotros a través de la música, a veces sola, a veces con Gildor, intentando acercarnos la música, trying to get us music and trying to get us a little bit of hope, también un poquito de esperanza, porque hemos vivido momentos complicados, pero tú y otros muchos artistas del mundo sabíais, you knew that you could help us through music, podríais ayudarnos, ¿verdad?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was also helping myself not to go crazy. It was really important for me to continue making music. I dedicated one concert specifically for Spain, especially for Madrid, actually, because Madrid was having a particularly difficult time during the corona, and we did a beautiful concert here. Anyone who wants to can look on our website. We have them all on the web, those concerts, and one was really nice for Madrid. We managed to raise money to help the hospitals in Madrid. And so, yeah, it was a beautiful moment doing that. Feeling that we are contributing to a place we love so much.
Ya lo recordamos, I remember that, sí, porque fue un momento en el que, como ya dice, España estaba en un momento muy complicado. Hizo un concierto exprofeso para recaudar fondos para ayudar al ámbito sanitario en España, ¿no? Pero después eso fue concatenándose, fue uniéndose un país tras otro, and you kept doing music, you kept doing whatever you wanted. Ella dice además que si no se volvía loca, if you didn't do that, you wouldn't feel, yeah,
Yeah,
you would go
we'll
crazy,
go
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
And Gil and I also made a new album, like you mentioned, and you played right at the beginning. Yeah, I'll show it to you. Here it is. Yeah, we have the vinyl. Woo!
Wow, you got a vinyl there. Good,
It's a
Tara.
vinyl, yeah.
Wow.
La primera vez que yo visto, este álbum fue en Barcelona, en el FNAC de Barcelona, en Plaza Catalunya. Fue verdaderamente una grande feliz emoción y felicidad, porque fue también la ocasión de nuestro primer concierto después Corona. Fue en el Palacio de la Música. La Palacio de la Música en Barcelona, con la programa de Bach, de nuestro...
Sí, Letters to Bach, con
Sí,
cartas
the
para
last
Bach.
one,
Sí,
el último disco, porque it was canceled during Corona twice,
sí.
you know, so
Ah.
finally it happened in the Palau de la Música, and then we saw the album in FNAC and we were very, very happy.
So was happiness twice, dos veces feliz. Primera, porque actuabais por primera vez después del corona y encima en el Palacio de la Música, en Barcelona, ese público en Barcelona que te quiere tanto, bueno, en todo el mundo. Y también encontrar ese disco, ¿no? Que es un poco distinto, pero siempre con respeto a todo, siempre con respeto a la música y siempre acompañada de alguien que es tu compañero de viaje, ¿verdad? Gil, que es maravilloso. Y hacéis un match, un team increíble también, ¿verdad?
Sí, es 30 años de trabajo juntos con este grande músico, Gildor, guitarrista y también arreglador y compositor, productor, y todas las cosas. Y para nosotros CD muy importante, pero porque jazz, es un álbum de jazz. In el tradición de Ella Fitzgerald and Joe Pass, and that's the style. But jazz es una parte muy importante para nosotros en la nuestra carrera, porque, okay, yo crecí
Sí, muy
en
bien. Oye,
Estados.
estás con el español, estoy flipando contigo, Noa? ¡Wow! ¡Qué
No, it's
bien!
not.
Crecí.
I'm
Qué
trying, but
bueno, qué bueno. Muy
I'm gonna
bien,
go to
muy bien.
I'm gonna go to English when I really get like
Anytime, no problem. Yeah, go
lost.
ahead, anytime, yeah.
But, crecí en Nueva York. En Nueva York es uno de los centros grandes de jazz en el mundo. Recuerdo como a una joven, I would go, vengo en los clubs para escuchar los grandes músicos
¿Cómo se llama?
de
Ahí hay un
jazz.
club muy famoso que es el Green Note, ¿puede ser? ¿Algo así?
Bruno,
Blue
Bruno.
Note, ese. Una vez fui
Sí,
ahí a escuchar, sí.
hoy también,
Es muy
es uno de
importante,
los
¿no?
lugares muy importantes para jazz. I don't know how to say in past.
Yo
Hacemos,
hice un
hice,
concierto, fui,
hizo un
it depends.
concierto
Ajá,
especial con el Blue Note en live
¿en
streaming.
serio?
Fue un mes para presentar el Afterology. El concierto was performed en el club in Israel,
Sí.
Terminal 4, Terminal 4, and it was streamed live through the Blue Note website
¿En
internationally.
serio? Ah, no lo sabía
Yeah,
esto. Qué bueno, qué bueno.
yeah, it was really, really great. Anyway, so
Wow.
yeah, Blue Note. So, and después, when I era en Israel, después mi servicio militar, I went to jazz, una escuela muy importante de jazz, música contemporánea, Rimón, se llama Rimón. Es una escuela, una de las fundadores es Gildor. Y también ¿cómo dice he was?
Él
He
estaba,
was,
it depends, ¿estaba
estaba,
o era? Sí.
estaba director
Ah, era el
musical
director musical. Ajá.
y mi profesor también. So
Claro,
that,
por eso lleváis muchos años juntos, claro.
y también el primero al CD de nosotros, primero álbum internacional, was produced, el productor fue, I don't know how to say was, I have to think of it.
Era, it depends, you want to say he made something, él fue el productor o él produjo. But I think fue el productor, for you is easier, right? Fue el productor.
Productor fue Pat Metheny. Pat Metheny, uno de los más grandes músicos de jazz en el mundo. So, jazz es una parte importante de nuestra carrera. Muchos festivales de jazz. estar, they are,
¿Son o están?
son nuestra casa natural
Son
musical,
vuestra
porque
casa, claro,
sí,
claro.
sí, porque jazz es un lugar por creatividad, diversidad, con mente
Mente abierta,
aperta,
claro, claro.
abierta, es un lugar natural para nosotros, porque la nuestra música es como like that, como esta.
Es que los conciertos de Noa, para los que no hayáis ido, tenéis que ir a ver cómo surge la magia. Es como un momento, una interpretación teatral. No se va a volver a repetir, que es lo bonito. Ellos tocan y, hombre, no es que improvisen, porque no, además me vas a permitir que te diga que tú eres como muy súper, súper, prepara muy bien todo, ¿no? Pero dentro de eso, el jazz lo que te hace es que tú puedes jugar dentro de una frase musical o como una estrofa musical, viene otro instrumento y hace un juego sobre la misma melodía. Entonces es como que te haces guiño sobre alguien canta algo o toca, interpreta algo y el siguiente viene y hace un juego como diciendo, mira, yo le doy una vuelta de tuerca a esto, ¿no? Y eso hace mucho Noah también en directo, como que una canción de repente hace y dices, wow. Y ese es el que
Sí.
conoce y siente la música y dice, wow, es como un pellizco de música, ¿verdad?
Me gusta mucho la improvisación.
Improvisar, sí.
Sí, es siempre un lugar para libertad, para creatividad espontáneas.
Espontánea.
Spontaneous. And anyway, so eso es el concierto. So, en Madrid, en 22,
El 22.
tenemos la oportunidad de participar en un festival importante, bello, de jazz. Me parece que es la primera vez que hay este festival en el Palacio Real. Ok, es un poco difícil porque año de corona, estamos, no es finito la corona, es diferente del empezar, inicio,
Sí,
pero it's still with us.
sí.
Anyway, but estamos felices de venir, eh, estar en España con vosotros, en este lugar precioso. I saw it last week because I was in Madrid for promotion, so I went there and it was fabulous to see the place, and so we're really happy to be playing there.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And I know people is really looking forward to have you because
Yeah,
they like you and they love you so much. And, you know, we really need this kind of music this moment. Creo que todos necesitamos ahora un poco de esto, de quietud. Y luego hay otra
right.
cosa para los que no conozcáis la voz de Noa, que me extraña que no lo conozcáis, que te toca el alma, ¿no? Hay algo que es una cuestión vibracional que creo que si ya siempre de por sí la música nos acompaña, yo creo que todo el mundo ahora quiere y necesita sentarse a escuchar y recibir regalos con talento. Y no se nos tiene que olvidar que la cultura y el arte son necesarios para existir. No tenemos que olvidar esto porque a veces es verdad que hay unas necesidades básicas que han estado en un momento en peligro, ¿no? They were kind of, wow, first things first, right? Pero había otras cosas que estaban en el aire que nos han acompañado, la lectura, la música, las miradas. Hay cosas que tienen que ver con la emoción, with the soul, right? To keep awake, to keep alive, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah. There's a beautiful story about an old Chinese man who's starving, and he finds some money, and he buys a bowl of rice and a flour. And his other friend says, well, if you had that money, why didn't you buy 2 bowls of rice? So the old man says, well, this is to live on, and this is to live for. And I love that story. So, rice is to live on, the flour is to live for, and that is the story of culture. I don't know if you want to translate that.
Sí, me ha pedido que lo traduzca. Cuenta una historia de un viejo hombre chino que encontró unas monedas y que compró dos cosas, un bol de arroz y un bol de flores, y una flor, perdón, un bol de arroz y una flor. Y que sus amigos le dijeron, bueno, ¿por qué has comprado un bol de arroz y uno de flor y una flor, pudiendo haber comprado 2 boles de arroz? Dice, esto es para vivir con el arroz y esto es para vivir para, hacia la flor, ¿no? O sea, vivir con y vivir para. Y eso es lo que también te hace sentirte que eres parte de un todo, ¿no? Y que también contribuyes a un entorno, ¿no? Qué bonito.
I totally
Gracias, Noa.
agree. And I think that we really need to be reminded that our lives without culture would be very, very sad lives. And now that culture is coming back, I think that we need each other. I mean, I think the audience needs the music. Music needs the audience. Musicians will really need people to come out and see us and be there with us. Maybe overcome the fear that they still have or the caution. Of course, we have to be careful and, follow the rules and the regulations and everything, be responsible. But I think there's a difference between acting responsibly and carefully and being driven by fear. Fear is a very negative place to be driving our lives. And we have to try to mitigate that, rather be responsible and careful, but still live and enjoy life and be with each other. And that's where coming to concerts is important.
Qué bueno, eso es lo que está diciendo, qué importancia, ¿no? La diferencia entre actuar con responsabilidad con respecto a los conciertos y seguir en el camino con miedo, ¿no? Que hay que saber gestionar el miedo y ser responsables, ¿no? Y que es lo que están intentando con los conciertos. By the way, in the concert, are you going to sing like the whole repertoire you have, like the whole... ¿Qué vas a cantar en el concierto?
Yeah. I'll tell you a little bit about the concert. I have 2 concerts. And I already did, by the way, beautiful concerts in Spain, in Valencia, Alicante, and Malaga. And they were all amazing experiences, together with a fantastic pianist by the name of Ruslan Sirota, which is a big wow, that guy. He's going to be with me again in Italy. But now in Madrid and San Sebastian, I have, again, it's Gil and me have the pleasure of hosting 2 very, very brilliant pianists. One of them in Madrid, it will be Marco Mezquida.
Mezquida is, wow.
Mezquida is,
I saw him with Silvia Pérez Cruz in Granada.
Yeah,
and
he
was amazing.
He's stunning.
Mezquida es increíble. En Madrid, Mezquida, Gildor y Noa va a ser increíble.
Yeah.
Y luego el 22 estás con mi querido Iñaki Salvador.
Iñaki Salvador, Iñaki Salvador. Yeah, we all know that Anne is from the Basque Country and she is a proud Basque.
Besides, he's been playing with one of my favorite singers, with Mikel Laboa, so it looks like everything is matching so good. It's like todo perfecto, ¿no?
Yeah. We're really lucky to have these great musicians with us. San Sebastian, I'm happy to say, is sold out. Madrid, there are still tickets, so I can still invite people to come and see us in Madrid with Marco, which is such a fantastic musician.
Qué bueno, qué bueno.
And you asked about the repertoire. So the repertoire
¿Qué vamos a escuchar? A ver.
Some of it will be afterology. The new album, this is it. I'm going to show it again. I'm so proud of it. Yay! Thank you. And and very intimate, very beautiful. I think very beautiful. And then we're also going to do older songs, but we're going to do them in a new way with this trio of ours. So there's going to be improvisation and freedom. Of course, there's going to be a lot of place for Marco to express himself. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do some of the Bach pieces or not. I might, because I love them so much. And then some of the songs, that I have in Spanish that my the public in Spain knows and loves. So I'm going to do those too. So it's going to be a little bit of everything, old and new. I always like to mix it that way because I like to challenge the audience, but I always like to also embrace them and give them comfort in what I think they want to hear.
Sí. Va a tocar seguramente eso, lo que está diciendo el último disco de Afterology, después el Letters to Bach, que son, es increíble como ella ha hecho un homenaje a Bach cantando, pues eso, ¿no? Pequeños como minuetos. Es impresionante. Yo, de verdad, si no habéis escuchado nada en directo, tomad a vuestra pareja, a vuestra mujer, amigo, amiga o a la familia, tomadla de la mano, id a verla porque es un momento que no vais a olvidar nunca. Y los que ya la conozcáis, en este momento yo creo que todos nos vamos a emocionar mucho escuchándola porque necesitamos también tener hope y tener alegría y sentirnos conectados con lo que ya, para los que nos ha tocado la banda sonora de nuestra vida, que es el caso mío, por ejemplo, es como volverla a escuchar porque sé que hace giros, hay canciones de Noa, Blue Touches Blue, Uno queriendo ser dos, no sé, hay
Again,
tantas.
in Spanish we have again and again, which
Again and
people like
again.
otra vez. And I have the song that I wrote for Joaquin
Por
Sabina,
Joaquín Sabina, que es
called
maravillosa.
Tú y Yo. So it's a song I wrote in English and he translated to Spanish, he did so amazing. And
Sí.
Caprichoso el Azar, maybe the one that the Spanish public loves
Caprichoso
the
el
most.
azar con Serrat, qué bueno, qué
Right,
bueno.
Consuela.
Ah,
I'm so lucky to have had the chance to play with these two giants, you know,
yeah.
Serrat and Sabina.
Yeah, but you know, also I think they are lucky. I mean, this kind of duets with your voice sound, because you know, Sabina, he's not especially a good vocalist, but he is a poet. I mean, he is somebody very, very special. And having you there and making your poesy with the voice es precioso y qué suerte,
Yeah.
qué suerte, ¿no?
Well, I'm the lucky one, really, but thank you for the compliment, Annie. Very
Sí,
sweet.
sí, sí, sí. Wow. Y después sigues de gira por toda Europa.
Mhm.
¿Y qué haces? ¿Vas y vienes desde Israel? Porque Israel también es para ti es como tus roots, tus raíces, ¿no? Es donde tú respiras y tomas energía para volver otra vez, ¿no?
Well, you know, first of all, I really enjoyed staying home I mean, Corona year was tough, but it was good for me to stay home with my children and in Israel for all this time. I was also very involved in a big movement we had here in Israel, which was aimed at trying to change the government. And I'm happy to say we were successful and we did change the government.
Mm.
So I think Israel now is in a better place, but from the government point of view. Of course, the situation is unstable, being as Corona is really, I think, challenging all of us in how it's behaving and how it's impacting us with all the new variants and everything. So I say to Gil, every concert we manage to do is a small miracle, and we say, great, you know,
Great,
we really don't know
amazing.
what's going to happen. I have to tell you that the Israeli government has decided that there will be no traveling from Israel to Spain because Spain's situation is getting worse. But
Actually,
that,
2 days ago, 24 hours ago has changed so much. So happy,
yeah,
be happy
yeah.
and come over.
Well, so that's why no, I'm not afraid. I have to tell you, really, I'm not. I don't know. My mother says I was born without the fear bone, but I'm not afraid. I said I'm careful and cautious, but I'm not afraid. So I'm coming happily. But do you know that the regulations will start on Friday, and we're flying on Wednesday? Can you believe? I mean, that was just from God. So we can leave, and then they close the way from on Friday. They were talking about doing it on Wednesday, so we changed our flight to Tuesday.
To Tuesday, maybe, yeah.
No, but we already had a reservation for Tuesday so that we wouldn't miss, and we couldn't imagine canceling these concerts. So
No, no.
we'll do everything. What I mean to say is that we're living in such an insane reality. And I always feel that, I hope that people understand me, all your great people here, that I feel that like we're players in a video game, you know, with like things falling from the sky and the fire, and we're running, you know, like the hero of the video game,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah, it's
evade
true, it's
all this
true.
thing to
Obstacles,
just
yeah,
to reach our goal. And our goal is music, you know, we're trying
yeah.
to music and life and people being together. That's where we're trying to go, what we're trying to reach. And you know, I hope we make it. What can I tell you?
Yeah, you will, for sure. I'm going to translate, voy a traducir un poco, le he preguntado a verlo sobre la gira.
Go ahead.
Me ha dicho eso,
Go
pues
ahead.
que le gusta estar en Israel, es su tierra. Además, durante este tiempo también ha estado en una campaña para conseguir que el gobierno no cambiara, que lo ha conseguido, pero es una situación delicada, que además, bueno, ahora mismo ha cambiado la normativa y el próximo viernes se cierran las fronteras para salir hacia España desde Israel, pero que ya tiene el ticket el miércoles, por tanto consigue salir. Que si no, imagínate lo que se le dice, que cada vez que actúan es un milagro, que lo comenta con Gil, que lo conseguimos, porque es que parece que a veces se sienten un poco como esos muñecos de los juegos, de los videojuegos, en los que estás como sorteando los obstáculos para llegar y conseguir poder hacer un concierto, ¿no? De hecho, si no recuerdo mal, el último concierto que fue en Barcelona, ella pudo salir but the band, pero la banda no pudo, o sea, al final tuviste que tocar tú sola. You had to play alone, is that correct?
That was the last concert before Corona.
Vale,
We were in the Palacio, and I came by myself,
yeah.
Which was crazy. Because we didn't want to cancel it, but that's it. Afterwards, the world closed, and then Barcelona was also the first concert we did after. So it's nice, you know. Barcelona was our bookends. For the new one, we were supposed to come alone because it was Bach, so it was the intimate, and we had 2 other musicians from Germany. But yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Very crazy, yeah. So we're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be something exceptional. I mean,
I hope
right
so.
Right now, Barcelona, some other places in Spain are starting to close again. I mean, not for the whole day, but from 1 to 6, for example, it's starting to close again. Está empezando a cerrarse en España otra vez todo, and starting to say, okay, watch out, you didn't do things right, and you're going to go again to the lockout. So you be careful. It looks like they want to lock down again. O sea, le estoy diciendo que parece que quieren volver a cerrar todo porque no estamos haciendo bien las cosas, porque no estamos teniendo cuidado. Así que desde aquí también, hagamos las cosas bien. Tenemos que ir poco a poco. No nos volvamos locos, porque cada vez hay más personas que están vacunadas, y es verdad, pero hay una nueva también. Bueno, no me voy a meter en cosas que no sé, pero que tengamos mucho cuidado, por favor. Y no olvidemos también lo de la cultura segura, porque no solamente son los intérpretes, no solamente son los artistas. Detrás o incluso alrededor, pues no me gusta decir detrás, alrededor de los artistas hay productores, hay iluminadores, hay sonidistas, hay transportistas, hay técnicos de sonido, hay personas que están...
It's a whole world.
It's a whole world. Muchas familias, por tanto, además de que la cultura es patrimonio nuestro y lo tenemos que cuidar, y es verdad que está Noa y está Gil sobre el escenario, pero alrededor de ellos también hay un montón de chicas, chicos, hombres y mujeres que están haciendo que eso funcione, ¿no? Y que nos debemos también a ellos y que se nos olvida, ¿no? Y porque son partes de que nosotros estemos bien. El último disco tiene cosas muy bonitas. He puesto un poquito antes y he visto incluso un videoclip que has hecho en blanco y negro increíble. Qué bonito, ¿eh?
Thank you. You know, it's an interesting thing about the video clips we did for this album. We did 3. One of them is for my absolute favorite song in the world, and that's my Funny Valentine, which is an amazing song. And I'll tell you something about it too, that you will find interesting, I hope. And that's right, you're playing it in Irish. And then we did it for the song Anything Goes, which is very cool. I did it a little bit in cabaret style, like a little Untitled kind of thing. And then there's a Hebrew song called Oh Lord, which is very interesting as well. So just about the video clips, the director and the creator of these video clips is Mira Awad, the Palestinian singer.
Is your friend too?
Yeah.
Yes, too. I remember her. Yeah, me acuerdo de ella.
So Mira Awad that sang with me in the Eurovision, remember? And my good friend, she's a super talent, really. I mean, she's so
she sings and she also directs the video.
She's good at everything. I mean, she's a graphic designer, and she's of course a composer and a musician, and she's a great actress. And she's a very, very good video clip creator. And I decided to just give her I told her, okay, go ahead. Let's do these together. And it was so much fun, and she did such a good job. So that's another example, of, first of all, it's female power. And another way for us, for us, like we're a Palestinian and Israeli artist, our Jewish artists are collaborating. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see, but that's me. That's the Oh Lord, yeah. It's cool. That song that you just showed, the song Oh Lord, is a really interesting song. It's about it's about a conversation with God, in a cafe where the poet sees him in all the smoke. She was a heavy smoker, the woman who wrote the lyrics, and she says, "In the smoke, I saw God. Oh, he didn't look so good. God was not in good shape." And she has this, it's very interesting text. very strong. Yeah, and that's Oh Lord. And then, but my Funny Valentine is my favorite song. I mean, really, because it's about unconditional love, and about being accepted for who you are, even though you're imperfect. And I think that this is one of the most important subjects of our time, where people spend an enormous amount of time changing themselves, trying to fit into some perfect image that doesn't exist, and causing themselves misery in the process. And I think it's the sin is 360 degrees. The women and men who inflict these things on themselves, and society who celebrates that, rather than I mean, it's a vicious cycle whereby there is like a mold. Everyone needs to fit into that mold, and if you don't, you're out. You know, and I hate it. I protest against it. I can't stand it. It's so sad for me to see. And then, you know, there are people that just let themselves be who they are courageously and are loved. And when that happens, and when someone's loved, like in the song, it's just so beautiful. You want to cry and you say, oh my God, every one of us wishes to be loved in that way. So that's why I felt this song was an important song to sing today in this world.
I'm going to translate a little bit now.
Go ahead.
Hemos empezado hablando de los temas de este disco. Le he comentado sobre los videoclips, ¿os acordáis? Los dos están dirigidos por Mira Watt, que es una buena amiga de ella, intérprete, cantante, y además dice que es multitask, en todo muy talentosa. Además estuvo con ella en Eurovisión, imagínate, y se conocen bien, y ha sido la que ha dirigido estos videoclips. Ha hablado de Oh Lord, que habla que es de una persona que está en un bar y entre la niebla ve así a Dios, así y dice, creo que no te estoy viendo en tu mejor momento, ¿no? Y la de My Happy Valentine dice que es su favorita del disco, que también está el videoclip, y que ella dice que es muy importante en estos momentos, que parece que tenemos que fit in, ¿no? Que tenemos que encajar en un tipo de estereotipo, de una identidad, de ser tan perfectos, y que precisamente la perfección ya, y esto es una cosa mía, digo yo, y ahora meto yo texto mío también, de que ya somos perfectos, we are already perfect. Entonces no necesitamos estar como expresando algo que no somos, ¿no? Ya está bien, y que es un momento muy adecuado también. I guess you're talking mostly about women, but the whole world, but especially women.
It's men too. It's men too.
Hombres también, hombres y mujeres, ¿no?
It's so sad, really.
Yeah. And besides, you know, something that I like, a word that I like, and it's also possible to translate to Spanish, is identity. It's identidad. And sometimes we kind of confuse about, we think identity means to identify with somebody, but it shouldn't be that. It should be identify with yourself. Que creo que el tema de la identidad muchas veces parece que nos tenemos que identificar con algo y con alguien, pero sin olvidarnos también de quiénes somos. No, don't forget about who we are, because if we do that, we become kind of all the same. We shouldn't do that.
Of course, yeah. You know, I just had a discussion with a friend about the question of identity, and I think that you know, it's very important to preserve the diversity and individuality of every single human being, and of communities, cultures, societies, countries, religions. I don't think we all have to be the same. I mean, that would be a very boring world. But at the same time, I think there's something very beautiful about expanding your identity to include more and more things, people, or ideas. So, and I think that's something that I see. If I could see that the world is basically separated between people or communities or societies which are busy closing their identity to the minimum. So I'm just this. Not only am I a Jew, but I'm this kind of Jew, and I'm not only that, only dark skin, and only people in my neighborhood, and only people that are my football team, only those, you know, I mean, kind of little closing, things, close. And then there's the opposite, you know, open, say, wait, I'm part of the human race. As part of my identity, I include animals that I don't want to eat, for example, or all kinds of, you know, so it's this as opposed to this, and I really like this. I mean, I think this is, I'm opening my arms. See, there they are opened.
Yeah.
I think we should open our arms and do that expansion of our identity. And, you know, thinking about what's going on now in the world and looking at this horrible effects of global warming, we understand that really we have no choice. It's not science fiction and it's not a luxury. It's right now, it's a question of survival. I mean, I think that if we are to survive as a human race, we have to expand our identity and start to understand that we are interrelated, all of us. And if we don't really, you know, work together and care for each other, none of us are going to survive. Maybe whoever is going to Mars to start a new colony, good luck to them. I really actually like planet Earth, and I'd like to live here with the trees and the fish and the birds.
I heard today on the radio that they were planning to make trips to the moon. They're selling tickets to go to the moon in 2023. I said, oh my God, we still are running away from here. What's going on? What's wrong? No, it's like, no, come on. We destroyed already this, and now we're running out. We're getting away from here.
Yeah, but really, that's what some people are thinking. They're thinking all is lost here, and so let's try to colonize other planets. Maybe that will be the case, but I think that we shouldn't leave without a fight. I mean, this beautiful planet that gave us so much beauty and nurtured us and fed us and supported us all over millions and millions and millions of years. You know, I think that we absolutely have to stop and take responsibility. And I mean, I imagine, I'm not a scientist, but I imagine it's still possible, just barely possible, if people take huge responsibility, if governments and individuals take responsibility.
Hemos empezado hablando de la identidad, de cómo podemos identificarnos y qué peligro hay en esa identity. Noa hablaba de que cada vez parece que tendemos cada vez a cerrar más el cerco en vez de abrirlo más. Ella nos invita a que nos abramos y abramos nuestros brazos en esa expresión de abrirnos, y después nos ha comentado que estemos muy pendientes del medio ambiente, de cómo esto está afectando a nuestras vidas ya. Tenemos que ser conscientes de que somos parte de un todo, como decimos siempre, ¿no? Y que estemos atentos de que lo que está pasando, de hecho hemos comenzado esta conversación hablando de las catástrofes que están sucediendo en países como Alemania. Hay más de 100 y pico muertos, yo no sé las últimas noticias, pero muchos muertos. Ya se está demostrando que tiene que ver con el cambio climático. Por tanto, quizá we're still on time, quizá estamos a tiempo, but quite sure we are running out of time, pero casi seguro que estamos ya fuera de tiempo. O sea, que tenemos que ir ya a toda pastilla y ser conscientes de que tenemos que cuidar, como ella dice, están intentando colonizar otros planetas cuando tenemos este planeta que cuidar y que nos ha dado tantas cosas buenas, ¿no? Y que nos debemos a ella, ¿no? Y no sé, es curioso como we look to another place instead of looking to the focus, to the place, to the point, right? Estamos mirando a otros sitios, ¿no? Sí, sí. Here, there was somebody saying something very nice about you. Nayak Solid Black said, you are a bridge. And I like that. Me gusta lo que dices, Nayak. Eres un puente. Yeah.
Thank you. That's beautiful. You know, it's funny when we think about bridges. A bridge is something so important that during war times, the army will always try to destroy the bridge. Think about it. The first thing they do is they find the bridge and put a bomb on it, because a bridge enables communication and enables transportation, enables us to reach out for each other. So when we want to destroy, we destroy the bridge. And when we want to make somebody weak, we destroy the bridge. And, you know, I have to say something from the world of music. A friend of mine who's really into the pop world, he told me, you know, Noa, I'll explain something about pop songs or songs in general. They normally have a verse, a chorus, and a bridge. The bridge is what's called the C part. For example, in my song, I don't know. You know, so I have the, so that's the bridge. You know, it's the place that it takes you from the verse and the chorus into another world and then brings you back. My songs always have a bridge. I love the bridges. It's beautiful. He told me, Noa, you know, now in pop songs, no more bridge. Pop songs are 2.5 minutes, fast, no bridge. And I was listening to him and saying, oh my God, what a tragedy. Really,
Yeah, it is.
what a
It is indeed.
tragedy in popular music, this so beautiful concept of a bridge and how symbolic it is that this would be the thing that is eliminated. And so I protest. I'm going to keep writing songs that have bridges
But I
and
like
keep
this
doing.
metaphor so much. I like the metaphor so much. Me
Thanks.
gusta lo que acaba de decir, me encanta. Estaba diciendo que por aquí había alguien echándole un piropo a Noa diciendo eres un bridge, un puente, ¿no? Que enlazas unas culturas con otras. Ella además es muy de conectar. De hecho, el Papa Francisco también, que él creía en ser puente, ¿no? En crear, en unir religiones con otras. Bueno, total, que me meto en un jardín que no debo. Pero ella estaba hablando que la importancia de que incluso en las guerras, en los momentos de militares, lo primero que se suele destruir suelen ser los puentes, ¿no? Y que en la música pop existe primera estrofa, segunda estrofa y después la parte C, que es el puente, ¿no? El puente musical, que muchos ya conocéis, que te enlaza un poco, que ella ha dicho que en canciones como I Don't Know, pues va tarara, 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 y yo, como que te pasa del final de la segunda estrofa, antes del final pasa un puente musical que te hacen soñar y luego te vuelve otra vez a la, entre comillas, a la realidad musical, ¿no? Y dice, va, que tiene un amigo que dice, en la música pop, ¡pum!, se ha destruido el puente. Y dice, qué tragedia. Si se quita el puente, se pierde la gran parte de la intención musical, del mensaje musical, ¿no? Y claro, es que le está diciendo que me gusta mucho la metáfora, porque si destruyes el puente, se destruyen también muchas formas de conectar conceptos e ideas, ¿verdad?
Did you ask me something at the end?
No, estoy aquí mirando. Abrir el corazón, wonderful Noa. And I'm going to see if there's any question for you. I invited people to put questions here just in case.
I can't see them. I don't know. Am I able to see them?
I can. Éramos 5 estudiantes que estuvimos quitando chapapote. Me gustaría contar que en el año 2004 en Almería nos cruzamos con Noa y nos invitó a su concierto. Wow! You invited somebody in Almería to his concert in 2004. Will you come to Bilbao? ¿Vendrás a Bilbao? Wow, so
No.
many questions here.
Oh,
No.
but maybe, yes, you know what? Wait a second, hold it. Yes, November 15th.
November
Bilbao.
15th, so long. So long to go,
Yeah,
but we'll be there.
But it's not so long, you know, it's just after
15
the
de
summer.
noviembre, a Bilbao, qué bueno, qué bueno. Y Madrid, el 22, para los que os habéis incorporado, for ones who just got in, remember, 22nd July, 22 de julio. Maybe if you were thinking to come to Spain, come and join us. It's a good opportunity to come to Madrid, spend a little time with us, even if it's too hot. Very hot, but you're going to have a good time with us. 22nd July, 22 de julio, Madrid, Palacio Real. Esta señora con Gildor y Marco Mezquida, un pianista impresionante, va a cantar todo tipo de temas, nos va a emocionar muchísimo. Yo voy a intentar estar tanto en Madrid como en Donosti, depende de cómo vayan las cosas. So many people saying, hey, so happy to see you. Some Hebrew writing. Sarah, sorry I cannot read your Hebrew writing, but I guess you're saying she's so wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, nice comments.
Great inspiration. Wow. We need more bridges. Levia Night. Saludos desde Brazil. You have, I remember your percussionist,
Zohar? Zohar Fresco.
Fresco. Wow, he's so good.
Yeah, he was amazing. Yeah, I was very lucky to play with him for years. Now he has a very, very great solo career. You know, he's a very important teacher and soloist, and he's a master. Zohar is a master of percussion. But I have a really great percussionist now, too. I mean, he's a drummer percussionist called Gadi Seri, Yemenite like me, also same Yemenite family. So he has the same kind of, you know, rhythmic body movement that comes from our genes.
Yeah.
And I love him. He's a really talented guy.
Tiene otro percusionista de origen yemení, hace muy... And you had a good bass player, remember, a young one with a hat?
Right. You know, he's not with me anymore, the one with the hat, Adam Ben Ezra. Again, super talent and is starting his solo career. He's doing very well with his solo career, but even more interesting, he just had a baby. He and his wife, Natalie, who I love, they just had their second child, and they had like 2 children really fast. And she gave birth at home in a tub of water. And he posted the most beautiful photo, and I talked to him, and he's so moved, and he kept saying, "My wife is so brave. I can't believe how
Yeah, I was going to say that.
it's so nice. I really liked it." So yeah, Adam is doing well. He has family, 2 kids, and beautiful music.
God bless him. There's a
But I have
question here.
I have an amazing bass player now too. I keep having great ones. But this one, the one we have now is wow. His name is Lubianiker. He's not going to be with us in Madrid. He's coming with us to the tour of Italy. Only in August actually, because he does a lot of things. He's a really talented guy too. But whoever likes sophisticated bass playing and amazing bass playing, yeah, check this guy out. Lubianiker, his name is.
I have the feeling that you guys are going to have so much fun on stage 22nd, because every time you come on stage, as far as I know, talking to other artists, the other day I was with Marwan. I don't know if you know him.
Who's that?
Marwan, singer.
No.
Spanish great singer and poet. I love him. And I went to the concert. Y creo que I feel like you really, really, more than ever, appreciate being on stage. De verdad que estáis apreciando los artistas estar sobre el escenario, ¿verdad? Como que lo notáis mucho más que nunca, ¿no?
Yeah, I mean, we missed it. We needed it. We need it. And it's wonderful to be back, because, I mean, there's some things that can only happen live on stage. They can't happen in any other situation. And that synergy is so important for us and for the public, I think. So yeah, we really, really need it. I'm really surprised that nobody is asking. What?
There's a question here. It says, ¿de dónde? Let's see if you understand it in Spanish, okay? ¿De dónde sacas esa fuerza para afrontar todo el dolor con el que te encuentras cuando vas por el mundo? So I'm doing it easy for you. How you find the strength?
Where do I find the strength to deal with the pain that I
so
see?
much pain to find in the world, around the world?
Well, first of all, I face a lot of beauty around the world and a lot of love. So love, friendship, music, and beauty give me a lot of strength. But I'm a very hypersensitive person, and I do take things very much into my heart, which is the reason that I'm an activist. And yeah, it's tough. But, my solution is to be an activist. I mean, the fact that I'm an activist gives me strength, because I don't turn my face away from the pain that I see. I don't go like that. I say, okay, of course, you can't do everything, and you can't be involved in every project and every crisis. And I do choose my battles, but the ones I choose, I'm very dedicated to. And needless to say that in my country, peace between Israelis and Palestinians, human rights and equal rights, rights for women, everything that has to do with climate change and global warming and those things, I'm very much involved in, and it strengthens me.
Yeah. Toda Rabba, is very interesting what you just said. Noa nos cuenta que es verdad que encuentra dolor en el mundo, pero que también encuentra belleza, amor, y que son las cosas que a ella también le dan mucho strength, mucha fuerza, ¿no? Y que además ella participa de manera activa en diferentes causas, ¿no? Y que ella es activista y que no, por supuesto, no puede ir con todas las causas, pero elige bien sus batallas, ¿no? En concreto, la paz entre israelíes y palestinos, la igualdad en el ámbito contra la violencia contra la mujer, el tema medioambiental, climático, y que ahí sí que ella también se siente que toma fuerza, ¿no? Porque está de alguna forma activa colaborando para, y esto es palabra mía, ¿no? Pero por hacerlo de una forma más fácil de entender también para mí y para expresarlo, para que el mundo sea un poquito mejor, ¿no? Que por un lado la belleza, el amor y por otro lado tomar partido por las causas con las que ella considera que son justas, ¿no? Y sentirte también, entre comillas, y esto es mío también, un poco útil, ¿no? They're asking here how you say bridge in Hebrew. ¿Cómo se dice puente en hebreo?
Gesher.
Gesher.
Gesher. Yeah, I can try to spell it. Maybe you'll understand better. Gesher. There it is. Is how we say bridge. It's a beautiful word. Gesher. With a at the end. Gesher.
Qué bueno.
Yeah.
Qué bueno.
You know, I don't see any like particular questions about, you know, what has happened, you know, happened with the violent struggle between Israel and Palestine, which everybody was talking about a lot, just I think a month ago. And I would like to comment about it though, because I do have something important to say. You know, people were very passionate about, you know, and taking sides, you know, who's right and who's wrong, defending the Palestinians, defending the Israelis. And, you know, I think that is such a waste of time, really, pointing fingers at each other. You know, a friend of mine once said, I have a lot of smart friends, that when you point a finger at someone, then 3 fingers are pointing at you. Remember, when you go like that, shoot, 3 are so, you know, always remember that there are always 2 sides, and there's always, you know, look into yourself also one while you're busy blaming somebody else. So that's one thing. And I think that when we have arrived at a place of violence, it's too late. You know, we've already failed. When the bombs are falling and people are dying and suffering, we have failed. We've already destroyed the lives of another generation of children. And that is horrible. So obviously the violence has to stop immediately. And the third and maybe most important thing is that I think that, you know, the most important thing we can do is support those people who work for peace. Because working for peace is a very difficult, boring, long job. It's not glamorous. Nobody says thank you to you. Nobody pays you. On the contrary, you're mostly hated and mostly abused. And you do it with love and dedication, sometimes for a lifetime. And, you know, here, the bombs stopped falling. Thank God the violence has stopped for now. Nobody remembers anymore that there's such an issue going on here. And that really pains me. I mean, I really think that there is an important role to play, especially for tastemakers. You know, I'm looking at the Instagram stars and the TV stars that everyone had something to say, you know, during the war, which is important, right? But then everyone's now wearing bikinis again and, you know, having their pina coladas. So I say those big fancy Instagram stars, dedicate one story a week, one, you know, to highlighting a peace organization, to showing the amazing work that people are doing, Israelis and Palestinians. I can tell them about a lot of it. You know, I'm involved in it. I know it very well. And those people, those organizations need your help. You know, they need exposure. They need people to know that they exist, because that's what creates the atmosphere of peace. When people know that there is a chance, there's hope, that bridges are being built, little ones, medium-sized ones, big ones, but they are being built. And I really believe in that so much. And that's a message that it's important for me to bring across.
Amen. Amen. I'm going to try to translate as exacta, porque acaba de decir algo súper importante que ella quiere aclarar. Decía que no ha visto ninguna pregunta referente a los problemas y los conflictos que ha habido hace aproximadamente un mes con respecto a los problemas entre palestinos e israelíes, y ella quiere aclarar cosas tan importantes como que cuando se señalan los unos a los otros, eso es un error, porque la primera cosa que hay que hacer es, en vez de señalar al otro, mirarse uno mismo. Quizás es una de las primeras cosas que habría que hacer. La segunda, quizá, recordar que toda la violencia debe ser detenida, que una vez que empieza a haber violencia o que hay violencia, ya we have failed, hemos fracasado de alguna forma, ¿no? Y que mientras haya niños y personas falleciendo, muriendo, siendo asesinadas, ¿por qué no decirlo? Está cometiéndose un grave error. Por tanto, la violencia debería detenerse. Y la tercera y última cosa también que nos ha querido recordar es que pongamos en alza o en el punto de mira y les demos visión, visibilidad a las personas que trabajan por la paz en el mundo, que el trabajo por la paz en el mundo no es ni glamurosa, ni reconocida, ni agradecida, y que muchas veces ella mira en redes sociales y observa muchísimos influencers que en un momento determinado, puntual, de repente hacen un guiño a la paz en el mundo, pero después vuelven a su bikini, a su piña colada, y ya nadie se acuerda de esas organizaciones que están trabajando por el mundo en favor de la paz, y que con que solamente una vez a la semana se hiciera un reconocimiento por parte de las personas que son más influyentes en redes sociales, y por supuesto me imagino que ella también quiere decir cada uno de nosotros que quizá no somos tan influyentes como los grandes, si hiciéramos darles un poco de visibilidad y colaborar con aquellas asociaciones que trabajan por la paz en el mundo, pues conseguiríamos un poco más. I think I got everything. Pero muy interesante, muy importante lo que acaba de decir Noa, y interesante también que ella lo quiera recalcar, ¿no? It's good that you wanted to make it clear. Yeah, thank you. So good.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure.
I try to ask most of the artists coming through this window about your commitment with through art with the society, with the well-being of the world, right? Could be economically, socially, of course, ecologically. ¿No? Qué importante es el compromiso también de los artistas. But don't forget, they're not only artists doing it. All of us have to do it. I mean, we helped you for doing it, but you are the one putting the candles, putting the light, but you should get light on us to awake. Debería ser.
I have a beautiful quote to tell you about that, and it's by Leonard Bernstein, another man that I admire so deeply.
Oh yeah.
And he said that music cannot change the world, but music changes people, and people change the world. And I love that quote, because I think that music can give a great deal of inspiration and open people's hearts and ennoble them, elevate them. And when they're in that place, that's when they go and they make a difference. That's where they go and help and they vote and they assist and they dedicate themselves, when they're in that elevated place that many forms of art, but ours is music, can bring them to. And I think that's a beautiful idea to share.
Hablando del compromiso, ¿no? Le estaba diciendo hasta qué punto les pedimos también nosotros a los artistas que se comprometan con el cambio social y con el medioambiental o económico. Decía, bueno, que está muy bien que los artistas también se comprometan, pero que luego nos ponen a nosotros la luz, que sean ellos la vela para también nosotros despertar. Y dice que tiene una cita muy interesante de Leonard Bernstein, que es un compositor, intérprete muy conocido de música clásica y de todo tipo de música de los años 50, muy importante, que además, si no me equivoco, era judío, si no me equivoco, he was Jewish, I think, yeah, Leonard Bernstein. Y decía, bueno, la música no puede cambiar el mundo, pero puede cambiar las personas, y las personas pueden cambiar el mundo. Y la música puede situarte en un lugar elevado desde el que puedes hacer cosas para cambiar el mundo, ¿no? Interesante. Talking about Leonard, suddenly came to my mind another bright and fantastic Leonard Cohen. He loved Spain. He lived in Spain. He adored Lorca, and he was very good friend of José Mercé Morente, and many other flamenco players. Actually, I think Morente gave him a flamenco guitar. I'm not sure about that.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know Leonard Cohen had that connection with Spain.
He had good teachers here and good. Actually, I think Omega record is dedicated some of the songs to Leonard Cohen. I'm not going to talk about things that maybe I'm not sure. No estoy muy segura de cómo fue aquella relación entre Leonard Cohen, Granada, Morente, España, Lorca, pero Cohen is one of the best poets I ever read and listened to. Have you ever do anything related to his music or his poesy? ¿Has hecho algo relacionado con él?
Well, first of all, he's one of the musicians that most inspired my life and poetry and everything. I mean, I'm a huge fan of his. I was taken to his concert for the first time by my uncle in New York. My American uncle married my aunt. He was the first American in the family. And I loved him. I admired him. And he took me to see Leonard Cohen at Carnegie Hall when I was just 12 years old. Leonard Cohen all by himself with a guitar. And of course, we bought the cheapest tickets, so we were all the way at the top. And at the time, people could smoke in the hall. I mean, I've been around, as we're talking 40 years ago, and exactly 40 years ago. And I remember there was marijuana smoke in Carnegie Hall, and I was like, what is this smell? Everyone was high, but me, I was high on the music. I mean, I couldn't believe how beautiful the simplicity of this man's voice and poetry and how touching it was. I really think that it changed my whole perception of music that night and forever. Just before Leonard Cohen died, I traveled to London to see his show. I went all by myself to London. I don't really like London too much. It's not one of my favorite. I can't connect to London, but I went anyway because that's where he was playing. And I sat at the Royal Albert Hall and I cried. For 2 hours I cried. Especially when he sang Hallelujah, which is maybe my favorite song of all times. And when he, went down on his knees and said those amazing words, and even if it's all gone wrong, I'll kneel before the Lord of song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah. It's so beautiful. I've never recorded anything of Leonard Cohen. I love to sing his songs, but I might, maybe someday.
Oh, yeah, that would be. Suddenly it came. I never talked with you about this, but it suddenly came to my mind, and I supposed that you were very good fan of him.
Huge.
Estaba preguntando sobre otro Leonard. En este caso hemos hablado de Leonard Bernstein, que fue compositor de West Side Story, de grandes composiciones musicales importantísimas, como no. Y le preguntaba, ¿y otro Leonard? El Leonard Cohen, ¿no? Que seguro que para mí desde luego uno de los poetas e intérpretes más importantes de la historia de la música. Y dice, claro, ha sido mi gran inspiración musical. Y me dice, recuerdo cuando yo tenía 5 años, mi tío me llevó en Carnegie Hall a ver a Leonard Cohen, entonces todavía se podía fumar, incluso creo que le he entendido que había gente que estaba fumando, que estaba colocada, y dice, lo que estaba colocada por la música y estuve impresionada, y desde entonces pues bueno, he seguido escuchando su música, y que estuvo hace poco en el Royal Albert Hall en Londres escuchándolo 2 horas sin parar de llorar, y que fue el momento cumbre cuando él cantó el Aleluya con esas letras, se puso de rodillas y cantó él, aunque pase lo que pase, yo siempre, ¿no? En la letra que dice, todo lo que dice en la canción de Aleluya, y dice que fue muy emocionante, ¿no? Pero, volviendo otra vez, podemos emocionarnos también con Noa, Gildor y Marco Mezquida el día 22, y yo estoy aquí haciendo promo, como buena fan que soy, el día 22 en Madrid, Palacio Real. Con este disco y con más que saldrán, me imagino que cantará más canciones clásicas de Noa. La vida es bella, que seguro que la conocéis, muchas canciones que ha cantado con Joaquín Sabina, con Serrat, vais a tener la oportunidad de ver mucha retrospectiva y sobre todo de emocionaros en directo sobre el escenario, la primera vez que se hace un festival de jazz en el Palacio Real, según nos cuenta ella. Será el día 22, todavía hay tickets. Si queréis conseguirlos, by the way, I'm going to sell tickets right now. You don't have to do anything. I just do it. Ok, si queréis hacerlo, pues es fácil. Tenéis que entrar en su perfil de Instagram, y ahí tiene un link para comprar las entradas. Yo también estoy estos días colaborando para las pocas o muchas entradas que queden. There's still tickets, right, for Madrid? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, vale.
Yeah,
So,
we're very happy to see you. So people are asking me to sing. I can see music requests. Okay, well, we can do a little bit of La Vida es Bella since everybody loves that song so much.
Vale. Venga, La Vida es Bella.
I could do that. All right?
Venga, dale.
Yo, al verte sonreír, soy el niño que ayer fui. Si lo veo por tus sueños, al miedo no vendrá, y así sabrás lo bello que es vivir. Ay, mis lágrimas al mar, Tú no me verás llorar. Y es que solo tu alegría avanza mi dolor y así sabrás lo bello que es vivir. La, 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 la.
Bravo, bravo, toda, gracias, thank you, es que ricasco, gracias,
Es que
merci.
regazo. My pleasure.
So good, so good. Aquí donde la veis se arranca, hay veces que sube al escenario y lee textos en catalán, en castellano, pero unos textos, ella con su cosa de querer hacerse entender en el idioma que sea, es una campeona. You're so brave always. Por aquí dice, che emozione! Ci sono,
Grazie.
abbiamo persone che sono d'Italia, salve tutti,
Yeah.
shalom,
Nice
Israele.
people from all over. Thank you.
Oh,
You're very sweet.
yeah.
Cool. That's nice. Thank you. That's so
Thank you.
nice. I really
Thank
hope
you.
people, yeah, I hope people will come to see us in Madrid and in Italy, of course. We have a concert in Rome, Italiani. Abbiamo un concerto a Roma, amici,
Quando
20,
è questo?
28, no.
Dopo Madrid? ¿Siete a Roma? Después de Madrid. Mira, está mirando la agenda ahora.
of August we'll be in Rome. We'll be all over Italy actually, whoever wants to see the dates. Noi abbiamo molti concerti in Italia quest'estate, è possibile vedere nel nostro Instagram tutte le date, le città. Sarà un grande piacere. Oh my God, Netherlands, I would love to see. I hope you're okay in the Netherlands. Such a catastrophe there too. I keep thinking about it. But yeah, I don't know when we're coming back to the Netherlands. We had a great show planned in Paradiso, which is one of my favorite venues, in Amsterdam, but it was canceled due to Corona, and then it was postponed and canceled again a year after because the situation did not allow. So we'll wait. Hopefully we'll be back in the Netherlands next year.
Okay. Well, we'll let you go and thank you for being here with us. Gracias por estar con nosotros, Noa.
Fue un gran placer hablar contigo, bella Anne, mi amiga. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'll see you very soon in Madrid.
Yeah, see you soon and send love to all your team, your family, your husband, your children. And we are waiting for you with our arms opened to your talent and your love.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Shalom. Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Gracias. Chao.